So, you have returned. You want to find out what exactly transpired after Chapter 1 of The Order of the Lights Protectors. Well, I thought they all died, didn't you? The cult collapsed. Not a cult. The Order of the Lights Protectors had collapsed. Everyone met their demise. There is no more. Or so we thought. Join me on Chapter 2 of the Order of the Lights Protectors as we venture into space.
But the Order collapsed.
Shut the fuck up. It did not collapse. The 7 are stronger than you know. Well, a few of them. A couple of them died and killed themselves and fucked off with some STDs in the woods somewhere. But sit there and listen to the tale, and you will find out what exactly has happened to the Order of the Lights Protector. This is the Violent Professional Podcast brought to you by AriesClothing.com.
I don't know why.
When you scrape an eyebrow and then you just get one that's like touching the other eye, it's like fucking shit. This thing's 4 inches long.
I've never had that problem. Are you okay?
It's actually a disorder.
Yeah, eyebrow come-overs.
His father's
You're like
Armenian.
when you're one of those really old guys. You have those like crazy fucking eyebrow hairs. So you just like,
Dude, I had a friend in high school that, he was probably maybe a sophomore at the time. And he had he had like a nipple hair.
yeah.
But it was like it wasn't like baked peach fuzz. It was like one of like a very
one of those coarse, thick,
very coarse
hair.
pubescent hair, and he literally grew this shit all of high school.
Was he so proud of it?
By the time he plucked it out, it was like 4 inches long.
Why the
And it
fuck?
coiled up like around his nipple. He's like a fat kid too.
He's just proud of it, dude.
So
like a
proud.
badge of honor.
I guarantee you that shit's still on his fucking Facebook. I'm gonna find it. I guarantee you. It was so
That's
gross.
embarrassing, dude. But at least that held strong, dude. That's got to be some sort of record.
What time is it in Colorado right now?
It's about the same time it is here.
It's an hour back.
I just texted him, how long was your nipple hair?
When was the last time you talked to this?
I saw him at the wedding, and
you guys are both going to use it.
he just read it.
Just get about like this close.
Watch, it's not his number anymore.
Good now?
It might not be.
Yeah, you're good.
You just get the next message. Who dis?
And then you'll just have to get closer.
Okay.
When you
so
talk.
you don't want me to yell.
You can talk like that. That's fine, but you can get if you get closer and you talk
What
like
is
you
your
talk a
question
little
going
bit
to be,
quieter.
Zach? You can be like,
Yeah, we're
yo,
good.
bro, you still got that nipple?
No, I said, how long
Another
was your
one?
nipple hair?
Do
And
you
it
have-
was red.
Is this
It was
So
red
if he
too. It was
leaves me
fat,
on
it was
red-
red and it was 4 inches long.
Is it
here
still
he
one
comes.
nipple hair, or is it
He's
multiple
typing.
now?
He's typing.
Do you donate your nipple
He
hairs to
said-
Locks of Love?
Yes, it's him.
Ella. He doesn't know. Be like, no.
He said, ha 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 ha.
I'm just amazed you
I
still
got-
have his phone number.
No, I just saw
High
him
school,
at my
right?
buddy's wedding.
Oh, okay.
We were in a wedding party. There was like 13 groomsmen and 13 bridesmaids.
You gotta
That's
be.
just dumb.
You know why there was 13 groomsmen? Because
There's
there were
13
13
bridesmaids.
bridesmaids. What a
He said the-
fucking bitch, dude.
Oh
I don't
my
even
God,
have
I'm-
13.
6.5 inches. I knew it was really long.
Tell him it's impressive you have a nipple hair longer than your dick.
Dude, I don't even have 13 fucking friends.
He said,
How the hell-
that was the best text ever from an unknown number. Coming in hot. 6.5 inches. World record was literally 7.25 or something. I was so close.
I thought so. Do you hold the North American record at least? It's probably some. I don't want to. Never mind.
That record's definitely coming from the States.
A nipple hair record? No. No. It's like what country where they like grow their nails really long and try to
Like India, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be like India.
like that
But
dude with
India,
the bags over his hands, just the one hand.
Yeah, because we want to have the longest nails.
Dude, this
Fucking weird.
dude's super, I'm telling him right now. told him I'm talking about it on a podcast. Didn't drop his name. But this dude's like super fucking successful right now. He literally sold a company to Microsoft. He, you know those survival bracelets when they first came out?
Yeah.
Like there was kind of a 550
cord
with a
bezels.
snap buckle.
Mhm.
He used to like hand make those and sell them for like $25 a pop. Then he started hiring outside help and they were like mass producing.
Yeah. Like
he sold
sweatshops.
he sold that to like a massive company for a big fucking amount. Then he bought a 4Runner. Or no, he had a what's that other Toyota SUV?
Sequoia.
No, the one that was out. It's kind of like a Jeep.
RAV4.
It was like a Jeep.
Land Cruiser?
No, think
Defender.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
yeah, it was like a Jeep FJ Cruiser. He had one of those, and he started building like custom topper tents. You know, the ones that fold out.
Yeah.
He sold that to like a massive company. He's just done all these little endeavors. I told you guys this one, I think. So he's a big golfer. He started making golf like not irons.
Rangefinder?
What's the driver
Heads?
protectors, the heads, and he made them with Trump's toupee thing on it. And no shit, he saw a president or a thing on Instagram or Twitter or something, the president golfing, and Trump has one of Nick's.
Sick.
I just said Nick. He has one of his club heads on it.
The club head protector.
Yeah,
That's awesome, dude.
So this dude's just legit.
yeah. Actually, I'll that'll do him a favor. I'm gonna drop
Little plug.
what
Oh,
that.
I mean,
for Nicholas?
we could plug his shit right here.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind having one of those.
Oh, they're awesome. He got a bunch of designs, but this one was like the American flag, like some sort of a adaptation of the flag, but it has a blonde toupee on the top.
I can never be that innovative. Just be
Oh,
like,
dude.
I'm going.
He's a
to
genius.
do A.
What the fuck did he do before he started coming up with all these ideas? Did he just go to college or something?
Yeah, I mean, we grew up in high school together. He did like the bracelet shit in college.
Was he
And
just
then,
getting mad pussy in high school, or was he just like a
Yeah,
bitch?
Nick
That extra long. Just
his wife won't appreciate me.
He
saying
did have
this,
that
but-
nipple hair.
yeah.
I mean, he was probably like, "Look at this. You like that?"
Well, nobody can narrow down who Nick is. But maybe once I drop the club head plug. No, I'm not gonna hold it tight. I'll ask him. Maybe we'll drop him in a couple episodes from now.
All right.
Since I've just been talking about his lifestyle.
Yeah.
Not currently.
Yeah,
not
he went
currently.
to his nipple hair and then how
He's locked
successful
down.
he is.
His wife is super, super fucking cool. They just had a baby together. But prior to said wife, Nick was a wild
Nick's
child.
wife is just going to randomly stumble on the Violent Professional podcast and
Well, no, I'm going to send it to Nick. And
Yeah, they listen to it
and
together.
maybe they'll listen to it
and she's
together.
like,
Maybe they're riding around listening to it together.
yeah, that's what we do. Violent Professional Podcast brings couples closer.
yeah, it always 100%.
Marriage problems? Look no further. The Violent Professional Podcast.
We'll give
Fuck
you all
couples
the things you
counseling.
need.
Listen to the podcast.
Yeah. So you had to be successful.
This probably is this calm we've just had is probably not even going to make it into the podcast.
That's fine.
I feel like
Doesn't
we're
matter.
probably going to be surprised. If
Anyways,
it does and doesn't.
Here's a good start. World's longest nipple hair was 7 1/4 inches, and one of my best friends almost beat it at 6 1/2. Was. We've fallen out. You know who you are. I'm upset about it.
Is it because you got married?
No, it's because I located to the other side of the country.
Mm.
But I'm
Sad emoji
happy to
to
say
your
that
face.
I saw him 2 months ago, and he is the exact same person that I left him as.
Except he's a millionaire.
Not a millionaire,
They're
but
confusing.
Oh, he didn't
me.
make millions?
6 figures for sure.
So he's still got to keep coming up
He
with
might have a
shit.
net up
nice.
towards $1 million, but I would say liquidity, probably low to middle 6 figures.
Seems like a smart dude. He's probably keeping
Well,
it
but
back.
he's living in like a big ass house in
Well, now
Denver.
he's spinning it all.
Excuse me.
You're fucking excused.
Don't yell at me like that, Jeremy.
Stop yelling at me.
Oh, this is a lot more booze than I thought it was going to be.
That is
I
quite the
mean,
bowl.
were you watching what you put in that bowl? We all were.
Yeah,
It's like
quite
you're
the
going to
bowl
be fucking
you got.
hammered. That's enough for
No.
a whole episode, dude.
No.
What you really need is a straw.
I figured out that I might need to slow down because before I went out, out to dinner with my wife and some friends, and I started drinking probably a couple hours before we went out. Now I'd say a couple, meaning 1 or 2.
1 or 2 bowls?
1 or 2 hours
Or
before. I'm
drinks.
getting there. I was just hanging out, having a good time. Well, my wife's getting ready and playing with the kids, having drinks, watching Frozen or whatever fucking Disney movie that we have.
I mean, you kind of got to drink when you watch Frozen, or you'll go
It's a
insane.
great movie.
Dude,
And
Frozen 2 is
Brand-
coming out.
Yeah,
I know,
I'm
it's
pretty
gonna be
excited about
intense.
that.
Fucking
But-
stoked.
Anyways, we go out to dinner
Fucking
and stuff, and
stoked.
like we go out, and I come home, and the next day feel awful, but I'm like, man, I don't remember really drinking that much. Obviously, I didn't drive. I didn't.
This time.
Past tense.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
Past tense. Well, it doesn't. Anyways, I didn't. And then, like, the following weekend, it was like Friday, and I get home from work, and I was like, oh, my wife's making drinks, because that's what she does during the day. When she doesn't work, she drinks.
Oh, yeah. It's the American dream.
What's a glass of
Yeah.
Chardonnay at lunch?
No, she's making martinis. I was like, oh, can I get a martini? She's like, no, I only had enough to make one because you drank the entire bottle last weekend in like a 2-hour period, but I felt fine. I was like, oh.
Was that at my house?
No, that was post your house. That was the following weekend after your house.
Okay. Which
I
everybody that could have come was invited, but 2 members of this table
I
decided
couldn't
to
come.
fuck me.
I couldn't come.
Yeah.
I couldn't get a babysitter.
And the
No,
Drew
fine.
Monster
It was
came
it was
out that
family friendly.
weekend, too.
I really
Your
put
kids
that
weren't
out.
even there.
It's great.
My
I had a
kids
good
weren't
time.
there, but there were
What's
other kids
your
there.
what's your
Those other kids were
alter
my
ego,
kids.
Donnie?
No, Dante's
Literally,
dead,
Dante.
the only
dude.
other kids were
No,
my
I'm-
kids.
I've
No, we
turned
had,
over a new leaf.
We had
like,
Come out and talk like Dante.
yeah.
a very
Come on.
a super
Where are
toddler
my
like
dicks?
Another drink won't hurt. You can still
18
drive. Let's go.
and then we had
Sounds
a newborn.
just like the hormone
Not
monster.
for long.
No, we went over to one of our buddies' house. It was pretty low key. I mean, I was drunk, but I wasn't like,
Blackout.
no.
Still in control, but on the verge.
I was aware of my surroundings. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So I probably need to slow down, but like, why?
Well, not right now. You're not with
Yeah.
your wife.
No, but it doesn't matter. Even when I'm with her, anyways. Like, I might as well. Like, the fuck. I was being a baby back bitch before.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Drew's back.
Fucking Dante.
You guys,
give him enough
you guys
drinking.
noticed, like, that's why I look so good. It's because I started drinking again.
You were looking real down and real sad.
Yeah.
It's called withdrawal. You start shaking and looking like shit.
Yeah.
'Cause you're-
It's like that's Trailer Park Boys.
I'm pretty sure you tore your quad when you weren't
feeling
drinking.
pretty good.
I was.
So your body was weaker.
It was actually.
Your body was weaker when you weren't drinking.
It's true.
Fact. So drink up.
Yeah,
Or-
there's
That's why I'm drinking
We-
out of a fucking
locked it
bowl.
That's right. We put scientific facts into every episode. A lot of them incorporate around animals, but in this case, there is a link between how well you perform versus how much you drink. And a lot of studies say that the two should be avoided, but there's probably a couple that say the two are correlated into,
You're tearing your body down with the
I would
booze. You're
say,
making
like,
it
if you
stronger.
can't do whatever it is that you do, whatever your profession is, if you can't do that hungover successfully, like, then why fucking do it?
Yeah.
That's right.
Exactly.
NASCAR drivers are the best drunk drivers. I'll tell you that. That's right. And they're putting your words into practice. If you can't do it drunk, you shouldn't do it, period.
Is that the motto they live by? You're Ricky Bobby? That's not true. You drive drunk, it's very unsafe.
Yep.
We're not advocating.
If you can
that, sorry.
perform at that level.
I'm saying
being
I'm
fucking-
not saying drunk. I'm saying hungover.
Usually when you're hungover, you're drunk. Fact.
Debatable.
Oh, your body's
Facts.
going through
Can
withdrawals.
you be hungover?
Can I tell
You're
a
going
funny...
to
You can be
uh,
drunk while you're
you're-
hungover.
Yeah,
No.
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 You're going through
You're
alcohol.
just drunk and then you're hungover.
Yes, you're going through
Hungover's-
alcohol
What's that line?
withdrawals.
Just being dehydrated.
Can I tell a funny...
You can do whatever you want.
the act of
This is
the
bullshit.
drunk
I don't know if you
driving-
know. Have you listened to the other episodes?
I know.
It's all fucking nonsense.
So the act of the drunk driving was extremely irresponsible, but this is hilarious. So, Husk Hardware. For people listening in Fayetteville, North Carolina, you know of the Golden Palace that I'm speaking of.
Husky's Hardware is what I like to call it.
Husky's Hardware. This was
Yeah,
about...
clientele.
This was circa 2012. I was departing Husk Hardware at about 2:15
You don't want to
a.m.
have too many details when you tell a story.
Yeah.
Depending on where
these
this
are
is
good.
going.
I'm setting the scene.
Okay.
There was
So
probably about
2:15
30 people
a.m.
leaving there at that time. So
That's
it's
what
good.
editing.
Yeah, everyone
is for.
leaves right about 2:15. That's
Yeah.
when everyone
Yeah.
pours out. Lights are on at 1:45.
Unless you're in the back room.
Yeah.
You might
You gotta
get a
close
few
your
more,
tab.
15 more minutes.
Yeah.
Right before you
See
make
your
mistakes.
buddy like pissed in the corner instead of the bathroom.
Yep.
You're like, what the fuck?
Oh man, there's been so many. But actually, this was the night that I met one of my girlfriends, and this was funny. So we leave Husk Hardware. There's a back parking lot there. We climb into my car. I see the chicks that we were going to meet at Waffle House walking to their car,
Classy.
and
Waffle.
I won't say any details, but I had a fast car at the time, and I turned right out of the parking lot, and I dropped about a 50 to 75 foot peel out, and I had turned right in front of a undercover cop. So in about the course of 3 seconds, I had lights on and I was pulled over, only going about 75 feet onto the road. So my buddy, fellow military guy, he opens the glove box to look for gum, and I opened the center console and found, I want to say it was Armani Code cologne. And we both proceeded to take about 2 squirts in the mouth because that was the logical decision to get rid of the alcohol in our breath. And the cop walks up we rolled the windows down, blowing the AC, like trying to vent this car out. It smells like a fucking male whorehouse. And the cop walks up, he goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I said, "I was just being retarded, sir. There's 2 beautiful ladies over there, and I was trying to impress them." And he kind of just didn't say anything for about probably 3 seconds. It felt like an eternity. And he said, "At least you're fucking honest." And he goes, "License and registration." And he goes back and runs it. We're sitting there like, there's no way he didn't smell this fucking debacle. Like,
And see where you came from and put like
two and two together. Like, we literally pulled out of the bar parking lot and floored it. And he walks back up to the window and gives me my fucking ticket. He said, "Drive safe." And that was it.
He hooked you the fuck up
Yeah,
is what he did.
let us off. Come to find, it was like a 12-point reckless driving ticket. My license was very close to being in jeopardy. But I paid like
What did you get, like 15?
Yeah, I was like right on the line there. And I paid a cop, not paid a cop. I probably should have tried that too. No, I paid a lawyer like $500 and he got it reduced to improper equipment. So,
Heck yeah, dude, that's better than a DUI. I've been there. Yeah. Yeah, that wasn't even cool.
Well, you know where you need proper equipment? When you're on a spaceship going to Mars.
Ooh, good transition.
Yeah,
that's a segue.
Well, that's what
That's
my job is.
Damn segue.
That's my job is. So we started. The background is the OLP has been dismantled. We all went our separate ways. Jeremy, Sam, myself, Drew, we survived. And you're trying to bring the team back together.
The sack.
Man, it's been too
So
long. I've even
he's in
forgot where
South
we were.
America.
Yeah.
Drew's in South America. Ski-Doo rental. I'm 300 and some odd miles to the east at a dive bar, reliving the fact I was a part of the OLP.
300 miles east of
East
South
of
America? Is that like
no.
Central Atlantic
No.
Ocean?
Claremont. It's in 300 miles east of Claremont, Wyoming.
Oh, okay.
That's where the OLP
Well,
is.
that's way different.
Yeah.
You're on a boat. Okay.
I'm 300 miles east. Where were you?
I do not remember.
I don't remember half of this.
You were in Atlantis, fucking mermaids and shit.
Oh. Yeah, you made up.
What happened with you?
I don't even
So
remember.
he's somewhere. You
Says
get the,
mermaids.
so we'll just focus
But
on.
really Jason Momoa.
Yeah, because those are the
So Zach here
OLP.
was one of our followers, and when we scattered the 4 winds, he survived, and now he became the David Miscavige of the OLP. So he started the clan up again, or the fucking.
So did we start it up as a different name with it being
That's where we can choose. It could be called something else now.
Semi-disbanded, like
just trying to get the. Well, let's first talk about
the group is fractured.
The non-survivors, because we're missing 2 of our originals.
Yeah. So you got Mike went to the woods, and Joe died of some weird STD.
Yeah.
There's probably a correlation between those two things. We're being completely honest.
Mike probably getting an STD.
So this
In the
is
woods.
your job
I
is
believe
to
they made a
bring it back
documentary
together,
about that
and then
with Mike. I think he got
Jeremy
eaten by a
will take
bear.
it over and lead
We're
the.
calling him, what was it, Bear Whisperer, or who's that dude? That's like what happened to Mike. He thought he could start talking to bears. He went crazy.
The dude in the movie?
In
Yeah.
Yosemite? The
Yeah,
dude that lived
living
with the
That's
bears.
easily set up for a twist, though, that we stumble upon Mike still alive in the
Don't
woods.
bring it up then. Like, that could be it. Okay.
But he can't speak
But he's
anymore, he
mute,
just
so-
grunts and-
Oh, he's new. Yeah, grunts. It's like that movie, The Descent, where the fucking humans were in the cave for so long that they adapted to their surroundings and they like
Can see in the
made
dark
little
and shit.
noises
Yeah,
and developed night vision.
They're like bats.
That's like Mike living amongst the bears.
What's he using to get himself fucked up, though? Eating other
Well, that's
bear
where
shit?
this comes in.
Shrooms,
We start.
Shrooms for sure.
making jankum
We
out of
start-
bear shit.
He makes his own Janko.
He has an unlimited supply of brown paper bags.
Somehow.
So Zach, you gotta figure out how to get us all together. It starts with Drew over here, and then we won't talk about how we all got. We just get together.
I've got a.
All right. So I'm in South America. I got my jet ski rental / it's expanded, and I'm doing parasailing. I have I don't know, was she Venezuelan? Lupita.
Grew body chick.
Yeah, she's like 40 years older than me. Yeah,
Looking like an egg.
Yeah, got my unbuttoned Hawaiian shirt, running the Sea-Doo rental place. Smoke, have an unlit cigar in my mouth, like trying to blend in because I think people are after me or some shit. And then I hear a voice behind me as I'm getting a nice family of 4, maybe. You know, Sea-Doo rentals. These are great machines you got here. Just bought these last year. They're Sea-Doo brand. Except I don't talk like that. I don't know why the fuck I did that.
Slightly South American accent because
and
you've
I
been
got
there for a
a
while.
fedora because I'm a
Fedora.
So what you approach? You
I
find
approach,
me.
so
you went on
I've-
your expedition. And
I found myself in a couple countries west of Venezuela. I don't know. Was that where you're at? I think it was.
Sure.
It was all over. I was on a backpacking trip. A long search for you, brother.
Came across the Panama Canal.
Yeah, I swam the canal.
What do you say? Like, I'm
Didn't even
looking
need
for a
to.
man.
I said, "Hola, señor." You turn around because you could tell that just the presence of my voice.
Yeah, you sound like you're
I'm
from
essentially-
you're from a
Some nice
Mexican soap
vibrato.
opera.
Mexican soap. ¿Qué hora es? Oh, ¿dónde está la biblioteca? No. No, so I approached you.
Are you in all white?
No.
Yeah, white linen pants.
At this point, it's an off-white. It's
linen
more
pants,
of an eggshell
white
shit.
linen
What's
shirt.
funny is we can all visualize what this fucking. It's like the dude from Jurassic Park when he goes on a fucking island.
Yeah.
White fedora, white button-up, white pants. It's way after Labor Day at this point. I look like a fucking tool. And let's just say we're in Peru. Is that what we said?
Sure.
All right. Yeah, I was in Peru, and you could feel the presence of my voice because I am essentially like the reincarnate of L. Ron Hubbard. However, for the prior OLP,
Yeah, so the Miscavige.
the David
of
Miscavige.
LLP.
Yep. So you felt the presence of my voice, and you turned around and. You could kind of see the glow behind me. It wasn't actually me glowing. It
Yeah,
was
it's the second-
light and the sun lined up perfectly.
Yeah, but to me, it was like it's the
This is the
second,
second
coming.
coming, yeah. And I said, "How many of these Sea-Doos do you think we can get together?"
Right.
And that was. And
Do you think we'd be able to ride these Sea-Doos on Mars? And I'm like, don't know what to say.
Yep. The way I remember it, I think you just took a knee and you kneeled before me.
No.
And I said, "Son, stand up."
No, he said something like, "Sir, I don't know what the fuck you're talking
Yeah.
about. What
Who
are you
the
getting
fuck
at?
do you think you are?
You bring that shit to my domain?"
And then
Yeah.
you say, listen, I know who you are, and I know who you were.
That's right.
And you kind of had that moment.
Does Wisconsin mean anything to you?
Yeah, and you have a piece of paper like with names on it, but it's like yellow line like paper that you
Like legal
like
pad?
legal pad,
Yeah, but I enclosed it all nicely. I tried to make it like the Book of Eli, like it was the Bible, because it is our Bible with just names in it. But it's actually kind of encrypted in Braille, which I can't even read. So,
It's not the Book of Eli. What are you doing?
so I flip it over. I flip the next fucking page, and there it is written out in English.
Yeah,
You know,
in blue,
just-
blue ballpoint that worked like half the time.
You kept having to lick the ball. I got some blue on my tongue still.
But now it's it turns into montage time because I was like, I can't live that life again. Like I lost so much, and then Lupita, she's like, started yelling at me in Spanish. She's like, "Ah, Dios mío!" Like, and then finally like, get me the fuck out of here.
Tú no puedes, avoy. That means you can't leave.
Yeah, you know that from experience.
No, from experience, it's me saying it. No puedes. Anyways, so after our, let's call it
A
our
brief exchange. We do the
our religious bona fides.
we do the predator like high five thing with our sweaty arms, but they're not muscular.
Brother.
Yeah,
Oh, like the forearm to forearm one?
Yeah.
It's like,
but we don't have like sweaty, veiny forearms. They're just like
No, they're
pasty
at
white.
that point they're very weak and malnourished. It was a long trek to Peru.
So now I've joined you on this quest to find the others that's other surviving 7
Yep. So we used your connections you made in Peru.
to sneak back into the country.
Yep.
Okay.
We actually you've befriended quite a few fishing vessels on your times in Peru. We took a little boss.
No drug lords flying in on a cocaine plane.
Nah, it's overplayed. Barry Seal kind of fucked that up for us. So we hopped on an old Boston whaler, little fishing boat.
Jesus, that's a long boat riding to Boston.
how about like a shrimp boat or long line boat?
Yeah, it's got to be something that we can like make it through the Panama Canal and like come up through Florida or something.
Gotta come
Oh,
to
we're going to Florida.
Yeah,
From
we're
Venezuela?
I mean, we got to.
I was in the
It's weird because they went to Peru,
Yeah, where'd Peru come
Venezuela,
Yeah,
then Peru.
Peru's on the Pacific
Now you
side.
That's
gotta
why I
come
said it's
back
on the
around.
No,
Pacific.
but I'm saying
You can
for
go through
ease
the
of
canal,
travel
though.
for that kind of boat, we want to kind of come the other way.
Yeah, we
I'm
gotta
thinking
hit
of
gas hubs,
logically.
too.
Yeah,
Mm.
Yeah.
it made.
I was in
sense.
the main cabin praying to myself the entire time. So Drew, yeah, you were steering.
Yeah, and I was talking it up with our boat drivers and trying to
Drinking booze out of a
drinking
bowl.
booze, doing nefarious things.
Right. And
Yeah.
sharing the good word, because that's what we do.
Yeah, and you're
You
straight.
started to believe again.
You're straight edge, and you're like, "Oh man, I don't know if we can bring this guy in." And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, let's go!"
Yeah.
But I keep telling you to shut the fuck up. I'm old school, and that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So we arrived on the eastern seashores of Florida, specifically the Daytona area. I got a cousin named Randy.
Oh, Randy.
Oh God!
Yes,
told me-
full circle.
He told me about Black Bike Week.
I love all these tie-ins
Yeah.
to other episodes.
So we were actually stopping to meet Randy, 'cause I knew my fucking boy Randy, my cousin, my cousin brother cousin,
Mm-hmm.
was going to kind of give us the connections to gain a foot back in the U.S.
Mhm.
But I heard he got busted on fucking Highway 95 or I-95. He fucking had syringes in his ass.
Yeah, that's right. Forgot about that.
So
You
met
been
up with-
there.
you met up You met up with Tammy though.
yeah, Tammy, old Tamster.
Yeah, she gave us a car. We ended up a Sabre.
I think it was a Buick. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
early model, late model.
All right, so now we're going to find who's on our list. Who's
We could
closest.
this could be the montage. This is the
Yeah.
montage,
Yep.
and then I'll do like a little rap at this point. or something.
What's playing on this like montage? Like, is it our highway trip? And it's got like the map silhouetted with like.
Well,
the
there will
lines
be an
being
actual video, but I'll make a song or some shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's got the line
fitting.
being drawn, and it's got some kind of
Yeah.
shitty 80s rock
And
band.
you're driving with your
soundtrack on the back.
sunglasses on, and I'm just sitting there with my mouth open, passed out, like while we're driving to wherever we're going. So then we
From
get
all the
to
heroin.
who? We get. Let's say we're gonna save Jeremy for last.
we get to Mike. Where are you? Wyoming.
Wyoming.
drive
That's
across.
a long
People
drive.
call me Jerry,
Mhm.
and I'm an alcoholic, like usual.
So you're just
Okay.
hanging
Like I
out?
am usual.
You're like downtown, just hanging out.
No, it's in a
It's like in
shitty dive bar.
shitty dive bar.
Oh, okay.
Jackson Hole.
East of what's the east of Mr. Fact Checker over there? I see with the map.
Jackson Hole has
What's
a lot of dive bars.
roughly 300 miles east of Casper,
Wyoming.
Wyoming. No, because it was
That's a different
Claremont.
state, I think.
Clearmont because that's exactly 220.
Casper's the anchor.
Okay. So we
The
walk
OLP is it.
We walk into the dive bar, and Mike looks like the hobo from Daddy. Was it Daddy's Boy or the one Adam Sandler movie where he's like, "Hell yes."
Oh, bad.
Oh,
Dad.
the old dude.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
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 And we walk in there, and he's telling some story about his life in the OLP, and mainly just smashing these chicks used to wear gold jumpsuits.
Does he even recognize you guys, or is he just like, "Who are you?"
No, when I walk in, it's almost like I'm like, remember, it's me, and you're like, get the fuck out of my face. I don't know you.
Very
I'm like,
eccentric.
Mike, it's me. And you try and jump in. I'm like, no, give us our space. And I whisper something in your ear, and you somehow come to, but nobody will know what it is.
It's like, Drew, is that you?
It's
And then you
me,
grab my
yes.
face and shake it like the little fat kid on
You're in Aladdin.
Aladdin, Wyoming? Or?
Well, if you go 300 miles, I'll put you in South Dakota, so I'm just going to get you close to the border.
Okay.
And you're in
It's like
Aladdin,
Billy Madison,
Wyoming.
the fat kid
I was so
face.
drunk I didn't know how far I was,
Mhm.
but you guys did. You
And I-
found me.
But at
I
200
shake-
miles,
I shake-
you're in
felt
Aladdin.
you.
I
felt
shake your
presence.
face, and then I fucking smack you in the face. I'm like, get it together, Mike.
Yeah, that'll work.
And then we go outside, and I fucking spray you down with a hose, and you're like, oh, I don't know what happened to me. And I'm like, we're coming back together. Everything's
Like,
going to work out. This is our new man.
I haven't
This is
changed
the
my clothes in a
sack.
long time, and I like
Sad.
I go to
Sackmeister.
piss, but I leave like I unzip and unbutton my fly,
But
but my
piss on-
belt's still buckled.
Yeah,
And so, so I'm
But
doing
it's
that.
not a belt, it's a shoelace, and then you end up pissing all over yourself
I'm wearing-
anyways. You're wearing Crocs, and it gets all in your Crocs, and they're all fucking squishy
I
after
kept- I
that.
I lost one of the Crocs. I've got like an Adidas, just like tennis shoe on,
Yeah, with
and the
no
other one is a
legs.
Croc
Yeah.
where I fastened with electrical tape
Yep.
to keep the strap in the back in place
Yeah, and that
because I'm trying to
Adidas-
remember because we wore Crocs.
Yeah, and that Adidas shoelace that was in that shoe is your belt.
When I saw this pissing episode outside the Buick LeSabre, I took the hoodie off my own back and let him wear it as pants. So we watched him step through the armholes. And he just had a free open head just to piss out of.
Yeah,
It's actually, I mean,
it's practical.
hoodies really are all-purpose clothing.
So in our
I
route,
think there should be like a shot of like when chicks are trying on wedding dresses in movies and they're like coming in and out of the changing room, but I'm like going in and out of like a fucking alleyway as I like try on different hoodies.
It's like one of those dumpster blockades.
Yeah.
You're just going around the door. And, then
And you
coming
guys
back
are
out.
shaking your head, no. And then
This
finally I
one?
find the
This
good
one?
one.
Just different ways to try it on. I tried both legs and one arm.
Yeah.
Couldn't walk.
and then you just walk out with just a sweatshirt on, just Winnie the Pooh in it, with this dick hanging out.
Put my arms out like this, and you're like, yes.
Yeah.
Got no pants on.
And you're like, no, and I'm like, hell yeah. And you're just you're just like, what am I doing? Like,
Yeah.
I'm supposed to get this thing back together, and I've got
start doubting my first initial doubts of myself and the followers,
Mm-hmm.
the members.
Okay, so then we move on to Sam.
Yeah, where is Sam?
We're all in Wyoming right now.
I don't care. I mean, we're gonna.
I don't remember what happened.
We got a Buick LeSabre.
Was
We
I
could
down-
go
was I
anywhere.
down in- Was I
The
down
world is
in
our
Florida
oyster,
Everglades
really.
Just wrangling gators, and you guys just skipped right past me.
We'll be back in
Or-
Florida.
They're like, fuck, we got to go all the way back to Florida.
We fucked up.
And then to him, we're the Atlantis.
No, that actually makes sense because Randy was calling me about that time for bail money.
That's right.
yeah, so I've just been down
So
in
were
the
you-
Everglades wrangling gators, working at a gator farm.
Yeah, and then we were like, fuck. And then
He doesn't understand what the fuck is even happening
And
right now.
the montage starts
You gotta
back
get
up
up on
again.
that.
And you're like, fuck, and we... During this time, we're sobering up Mike because he's been freebasing and all sorts of shit.
Oh, I moved to crack.
Yeah, we stopped
No
by
black
gas
tar
stations
heroin.
and you got like 12 cans of fucking whipped cream and
He was huffing Jankum when we found him.
We keep having to exercise him because he's got demons in him from all the fucking, what's that called? Whippets.
whippets. Yeah, whippets.
You suck nitrogen out of cans. Is
Yeah.
it nitrogen?
Yeah.
Every time we stop, I'm like, seriously, I just gotta take a piss, and you see me there huffing all the fucking whipped cream that they for some
Yeah,
reason have at all the gas stations on the way.
Yeah, the like tellers like, what the fuck are you doing? You're like, fuck you. And
It makes your voice drop there. You're like, fuck you. It's
It's only in your head.
and then you run out like, chemtrails are killing us all.
I turned into a conspiracy theorist.
I gotta get it back below ground.
All right, so we get Sam. What are you doing?
I'm missing both hands because I'm not a very good gator wrangler. But somehow
Oh,
I'm
shit.
still wrestling gators, just forearms.
So
All
you have
forearms
do you
are-
have
Yeah,
like
he's
the
got-
you got the attachable like
yeah,
hooks?
2 hooks. I got 2
And
hooks.
he's got jacked forearms at this point because it's all forearms.
But I've managed to be able to put him in a headlock without hands. Still rolling. Hoping I don't lose my feet next.
But you're the only one that's like normal, and you're like, hey, what's going on? You're like, oh, give us your your handless hugs. Try and high five. Try and high
guys.
five.
No,
you.
he tries to shake. Like, try to shake, but you're like, oh god. He's like, what's fucking wrong?
Yeah.
Shake my hook, bitch.
I grab with just 2 fingers, like my thumb and my index, and like shake your hook. And I'm like,
How dare you? How dare you not grab my hook?
but we're not like trying to be discreet about it. I'm like, what the fuck happened to you?
Life happened, man. Life happened.
And then you just put your little nubs up, like, it happens.
Still have 2 feet.
So, what do you explain to Sam then? Like, what
Yeah, who
the
the fuck are
deal
you?
is? Like, just coming in, like, oh,
Yeah, kind of.
I am the second coming.
Sam was a little more difficult to convince. I didn't have the aura about me like I had with Drew and his drunk self down in Peru. So Sam was a little bit harder to get back on board.
Because he's got his business. These are
Yeah,
gator
I'm just tearing up
antlers.
gators down here.
Tearing up gators.
Forearming bitches,
Similar-
not fisting because I don't have a fist anymore. Just forearming them.
That's weird.
Not fisting because I don't have a fist.
It's more aerodynamic, guys. And they're just like,
Sam's phone history is just full of amputee porn. Chock full of it. It's the only thing that gets me off anymore.
It's my world now. It's my life.
So the biggest reason why we get Sam able to come with us is because the SAC knows where Jeremy is, and they were besties.
Mm.
Yep.
And that was
Well,
the
he
only-
knew where I was. He
Yeah,
doesn't know where I am.
and he was like, "Well, if we get Jeremy back in, I will come with you guys." So this is our adventure to find Jeremy.
This is gonna be a long
one of the
adventure, though.
OGs of the 7 of the OLP.
So now we have to go start fucking tracking them down.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a hard sell. Obviously, I went to Atlantis and found out that was all bullshit. But in my travels, I made some connections, got some ideas, built some followers, some obscure followers. But one
So
of
you
them
started another
who
cold off the 7 without
He did that in the
fucking
first
telling
one.
us?
Wow.
He started a
correct.
Subcults.
Oh, that's
Sounds
right.
like-
when we had a
sounds-
mutiny against him.
Sounds
That's
like
right.
Mormonism.
Yeah, that is.
So I befriended a guy. I can't say his name publicly, but it's another name for odor, and he gave me some money and some ideas. And I started working on a little project in Jarvis Island in the South Pacific. You know, just some bases and launch pads and some other shit that may be around. And then I started paying for islanders to come work on my little project as I waited for the rest of you to get your fucking lives together.
So is this public though, or
Degenerate.
is this all under the radar?
No. Oh, no.
under the radar.
It's an obscure island
So we
in the
have-
South Pacific.
We
No
have
one visits.
no idea you're doing all of this.
Correct.
And
Well, I
we're like-
assume that you guys are all dead or
and we're
close
really
to
like,
dead.
we have to go find Jeremy and fucking get him. Like, we don't know where he is. We don't know
You're the one who
successful.
knows where he is. But
Kind of.
Zach
I know.
knows
I know
where he
his
is.
last
I know
whereabouts.
Zach
you
knows
know
where
where
I'm
he is?
at
Oh, I
because
thought it was
No,
Sam.
it's Zach.
Okay.
That's why I'm
Because
following
on my-
Zach.
Zach's the fucking keystone. to
because
this whole
Zach
thing.
found me. Zach
I don't
found
know.
me
I've been drinking this
on
whole
one of my
time.
visits. On one of my visits,
I'm just pissed off because I can't find a gas station with any more whipped cream in it. All the whippets I want to do.
I'm coming down, guys. I need more whippets.
on one of my visits back, Zach found me.
Yep. It was
And-
in Arizona. We were it was a Diamondbacks game. This was what, spring of last year?
Spring training.
Spring training.
Why are you
Spring training. I'm pretty sure the Diamondbacks go east for spring
They
training.
probably
but-
go to Florida. Like
They go
everyone
to
else.
Tucson, but
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, we were at it was at the Diamondbacks Stadium. It was I don't even think it was like a baseball game. I think it was more of like a convention. of
Field
sorts.
day.
It was like some sort of public convention.
flat earther?
No, I don't think they have enough to get a baseball stadium. But anyways, yeah, I found Jeremy there. Actually, prior to that, I was in Phoenix for the convention, and I run an online blog. So it's pretty.
Like history of cults kind of thing?
Yeah, like a history of cults, but
It's a promotion too. It's got to
yeah, but
promotion of sucking people into this.
Yeah.
Just another reason I don't trust
to
you.
be honest, it has very little followers, and by that I mean none.
Maybe also a little social justice warrioring, kind of drawing in a certain type of people that, I don't know, may get offended easily and things like that, kind of sucking that crowd in.
This whole sack guy, I'm having second guesses
Yeah, like,
about him.
oh my gosh, this microaggressions, like that kind of shit.
We don't want those kind of people.
He's very new age.
We'll get to
He's
that.
new
I got an idea.
Well, they're also the most.
all right.
pliable
We'll be
Yeah, they're the
honest.
most
We are at
pliable
a
persons.
Trump 2020 campaign rally.
That's right.
All right, fine. We'll say it.
MAGA. Sorry, MAG. Now it's just MAG.
I was a Gator wrestler.
it's
I
CAG.
definitely have a hat.
Keep America great.
Oh.
Oh, it is CAG. That's right. CAG with a K.
Anyways, we traveled to your island in the South Pacific. However, we got there, funded.
Whoa,
by
whoa, whoa!
whatever.
Hang on.
We
Hang
jumped.
on.
That was,
Oh, that was a
huge
big jump.
Yeah,
You guys
dude.
talking about the
Big
Trump
jump
rally.
there.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
My bad.
So first of all, we
You guys are going down a
we
fucking
beat wholesale
rabbit
ass on some liberals. Like that was
Yep.
first and foremost.
It's an adventure.
It was
Takes
basically
for a while.
you had all the protesters outside, from like the only blue spot in Arizona, which is basically downtown Phoenix and a little bit of Tucson that made the 2-hour drive. It's like maybe like 1,000 of the college students there, and yeah, we were beating wholesale ass out in the parking lot of the Diamondback Stadium.
in
What's the
CAG
stadium
hats.
called?
In CAG hats.
Yep,
I don't know.
Diamondback Stadium.
Yeah, Diamondback Stadium.
We were beating wholesale ass, and it was one of those moments where you always see in the movies, like there's two mortal enemies that are in like a battle, and they're the only ones that aren't getting fucking slaughtered. And it's like every bad guy somehow has his back turned to him, and he's just. We were watching it in Gangs of New York. It's like the two guys started like.
So you're stepping over bodies and like pushing
Yeah,
dudes
one
out
guy
of the
could have
way?
just stabbed him in the neck, and the movie would have been over.
Yeah.
But
Well,
instead,
Well, obviously I had my knife hands on, not my hooks.
No, we're not there.
you're not there yet.
damn it.
This was last spring.
I wanted to
Spring
be there.
training. It's convention.
Wait, this is where you learned where he's at?
Well, no, so we fixed eyes across the fucking battlefield, if you will.
All right. The truth is, okay, it's fine. He was there at the convention. I was there as Elizabeth Warren anti-Trump protester.
Okay.
Really? Okay.
Healthcare
I was
for all.
dressed in full Indian war.
I was gonna say-
war paint. It's feathers and all.
It's not her ideals. It's her.
And I had
So I'm
two.
confused about this.
Hang on.
Why is this a part of this conversation?
Because he's like,
I had
she's one
two
of us.
tomahawks
She's
made out of
one us.
dildos.
we were the mortal enemies.
It's just 2 dildos and then 2 more dildos.
Correct.
Fucking like strapped.
Duct tape to the top,
duct tape,
of the dildo.
so they look like tomahawks, but they're
Correct.
not actually. They couldn't actually kill anything. They just go in your mouth when you try to strike somebody.
Or they kind of fall apart like this.
They
Flopping
go like this.
around,
You just gotta. It goes.
barely holding on. The duct tape's just fucking.
Anyways,
barely holding
So what
on.
is this?
So we fight.
part of- I'm
Listen,
fucking
because this is
lost.
how he
Maybe
finds
I'm-
me. This is
This
an
is
important
how
part of
he-
the story.
So you came from your fucking South Pacific, or
No, this is before that, right?
Mm-hmm.
No,
He
I've been
was
working
fine.
on the island. I've been working on the island. That's my side. I'm assuming you guys are all dead. You're out of the picture
so
right
you've
now.
been traveling to the States this whole time?
Correct.
Jerry's been sitting in a fucking bar doing whippets.
I've
You
been.
don't have the decency to fucking visit your old friend?
I don't even have hands.
No
You're
wonder he
dangling
fell off the
gators?
rails. God damn it!
Could have used a friend.
At least I
Joe's
was writing
death.
him letters and
Joe's
sending it
death
to the
crippled
bar.
me. Okay, Joe's death crippled me, and I've had his body so long in my freezer that the sex is becoming no fun anymore.
And nobody can touch it because it's riddled with STDs.
and turds.
Yeah,
Anyways, so we fight through the crowd.
He hit me up about that. He's like, "Hey, I'm coming down there in December." He's like, "We'll get to the bottom of this."
Oh yeah, turd
Anyway,
bird.
continue on.
Yeah.
So we battle through the crowd like fucking warriors that we are.
and I yelled
And
across.
You with your dildo
I
tomahawks.
yelled across and said, "Hey, dick hands!"
Edward Dick Hands.
Get your goddamn dick tomahawks over here.
That's right. And surprisingly, nobody but him looked at me because nobody
And
else
he's-
had dick
It's like,
hands. Yeah, he looked right at me. It was that dominating voice again over the
So you guys locked eyes across the battlefield.
across
Oh,
the
yeah.
battlefield, and it was just
We
like
charged.
So
Gangs of
hot.
New York. It was a charge.
So hot.
We both evaded any sort of potential injury on the way to each other.
Luckily.
It was a span of about 50 feet, so
Yeah, it was a treacherous 50 feet. There was at least
Crawling over
15 to 20 people
SJWs.
in the way.
But as I got close to him being 8,000 fucking times bigger than me, reached his giant, tiny hands compared to the size of his body,
Very tiny.
hands out, and caught my face. And as he did that, he rubbed the war paint off of me, and then the real me came through.
and then you saw his OLP hoodie.
And then we made love in the parking lot.
That's right.
Not that kind of love, like, love, like we fucked.
No, and you were like, "Son, Dad."
That's right.
Are you Jeremy's long lost son?
Zach thinks so,
In
but
this scenario?
Jeremy knows for a fact it's not.
Because he's sterile.
Correct.
I'm sterile or Jeremy's
He's
sterile.
sterile.
But
That's debatable.
Zach thinks he is, and Jeremy knows he's not. It's one of us, but
Correct. So, after talking, I send Zach on a vision quest and a mission.
What'd you give
a vision
him?
quest or a mission?
And a mission.
Two different
A
things.
vision quest and a mission.
What'd you give him?
He needs to go
for his
fight.
vision
If,
quest?
well, I told him
Mission
if
is
you're
to
gonna
go on a vision quest.
no, because I told him if you're gonna find Drew,
You got to do.
you
some
have to be
ayahuasca
prepared
and
because
go
he won't
walking.
he won't believe you because he's a really big arrogant
Did you give him
dickhead
some secret
and he'll never
drugs?
believe
Yeah, we had a
that
lot
you
of
are who
secret
you are.
drugs.
So
That's how I got
give
in the
some
Peruvian mountains on backpacking trip
OLP drugs.
without
Some
any
weird
supplies,
shit No one's known
without a
about.
backpack. Just a white fedora, white button up, and white pants.
No shoes.
No shoes, no. It's your Gandhi feet.
All right, so that's how your meeting happened, and you sent him on the quest. But
Correct.
we think that he's on the quest to find you.
correct.
And you didn't tell him where you were going or your plan.
No, he knew.
No, I knew. That's
Oh, you
I
do
sent
know.
him together.
But the problem is, if we were going to come back together as one, you had to be back into the faith.
And since Jeremy's a
But you thought we
master
were dead.
manipulator,
You thought we were dead, but you were like,
slash
maybe they're still
sociopath,
alive.
He convinced Zach.
I just told him to seek out the remaining 7.
So you thought you don't know who was left.
I don't know who's left.
Seek out the remaining 7, even though one of them was stuck in your freezer.
The remaining
The
7.
remaining, whoever
The
was left.
remaining 7.
I get, yeah. That,
So,
I guess
I mean, wouldn't that be like the remaining 5?
No, the remaining members of the 7.
that's
and,
where
and his vision
the
quest.
whole thing's fucking
I think
bullshit.
it'd be the
No,
remaining
So
5.
the remaining
And-
7 You're talking about other people,
Yeah,
and now Joe's stuck in your fridge.
but
the remaining
Turd
7.
Ferguson is in your fridge.
the Vision Quest was going to allow him to unlock the location of the remaining 7. Is that what's going to happen?
No, the Vision Quest
No.
was just to prepare him to convince Drew. You two are weak-minded. You're simpletons.
I like how we haven't even started to go on the trip to
No.
Mars. This is a
No.
very long. Well, it's a journey.
It's a journey.
It's a journey.
In the let's see, that was spring. Let's call that March. I met Drew in October. Well, it's Southern Hemisphere, so it was actually summer down
It's
there.
been a lot.
So it was warm. That's why I went to Peru.
Where
you
that
sp-
white flowing.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
spent a
like
lot of
flowing.
time in
Well, it
Colombia.
used to be white,
got
now
stuck
brown.
there for a little while.
That's right. Things got really wet.
They had a little fun down in the sun.
Somebody got a little addicted to the nose candy.
Yeah, things got super white in Colombia, and then then once I kind of remembered what my purpose was, but on the side, I mean, in order for Jeremy to establish these relationships with the Islanders, he's had a very lucrative endeavor. So while the 6 months has gone by, it took me literally 6 months to walk from the U.S. to Peru.
That's a long haul. Did
It
you
is
have a
long
donkey?
haul. I had nothing,
Nothing.
just a white fedora, a white button-up, and white pants.
How did you make money along the way? Did you pimp your ass out?
Yeah, most likely. It was all a little bit hazy. It's not important.
You gotta do what you gotta do, girl. Right?
That's right. And so Jeremy's been super lucrative during this whole time period, though. He's found launch sites, he's found equipment, he's found communications, all these different things. He's hired labor.
I got a lot of help from my friend, we'll call him
Lupe.
Leon Musk.
That's right. Yeah.
Not to confuse him with the Leon Musk that owns Tesla.
No.
SpaceX.
Leon.
A different Leon
He
Musk.
literally
Musk.
said Leon Musk.
No,
That's Elon.
I said Leonsk Musk.
Yeah, not that one.
It's Leon, and then it starts with an S.
It's changed because we can't afford the lawsuit.
Right.
Leon Musk's.
Musks.
Skmusks.
Smusk.
It's much like S.
Smut.
It's a soft S.
It's Leon Smut.
So basically, everyone
Smuck.
of the 7
Smuck.
giant-
Leon Smuck. Fine, his name is Leon Smuck.
Is this
And
going to
he's-
tie into how we get our rockets later?
Correct. It's exactly how it is.
I've
So-
seen through his
Everyone
plan.
of the 7 were pieces of shit, and Jeremy had his shit together, getting shit done.
Mhm.
Basically,
Well, we bailed. We were pieces of shit because we bailed on every follower, like the
Yeah.
5,000 we had, and we just let them kill each other.
we fell off.
Mhm.
We fell off.
We didn't follow that plan through because the rockets failed on the first fucking
Yes.
chapter.
Yeah.
So, what do we do? Monkeys, or we actually?
So
sent
how
people
did we end up getting
in
to
a
where-
rudimentary rocket that fucking exploded? I can't remember.
It's like the Challenger all over again.
Well,
It's like the
Zach
movie
brings
with
you guys
Billy
to
Bob
port in
Thornton where he
Oakland.
made the rocket to go around the Earth, and it's kind of like we made 5 of those, but worse.
Yeah,
And
we
Billy
didn't-
Bob Thornton was actually piloting it as one of the fucking the main investors, the high elite.
Yeah. So
well, at this point, I'm already back working on our project. on
how do we
Jarvis
get
Island.
to where he's at? Like,
Zach brings you guys to port in Oakland, and you guys take a container ship across the Pacific
Where are we going?
to Jarvis Island, South Pacific.
Okay.
I like how it's all coming
So-
together.
so
This
we,
is an adventure. I love it.
We need some
didn't
good
know how it was going to start.
If we're in a container, we're gonna need some good drugs and some good supplies
Yeah,
to
we-
get us there.
We honestly didn't have very much food at all. We just remained extremely high.
Yeah,
This is, another montage section.
Well, we couldn't
of us
afford
doing drugs
Yeah.
and fucking each
because
other.
we weren't sacrificing
Sort of
any-
psychedelics.
yeah, it's all
weren't-
weird. But Zach is the only one like sitting like crisscross applesauce, like just being stoic and not eating or drinking. He's like, I'm going through a fast or something, and then all of us are like going fucking crazy and having
fasted.
bad trips.
I
You think me this is a cargo container full of drugs?
Sam, where's your fucking hands? Where's your hands?
You see the size of that chicken?
Anyway, so we get to the island, and do you meet us there, or somebody pick us up
Yeah.
and take us to your your mansion bungalow?
No, the container gets offloaded and they just crane lift it over to wherever we're going.
Opens up, it's full of piss and shit. Fucking
Shit, little dime
Zach's
bags
disgusted
full
with
of
all
we
of
get
us.
dragged out with guys with guns and shit, and we're like, "What the fuck is going
what the
on?" And they
fuck?
take us through the fucking trail, and we're like, "Where are we? What's going on?" And then
Where's
there's
Jeremy?
Jeremy standing up there. He looks like
God, what is that? What is that movie? Dr. Moreau.
Dr. Moreau's
He's got
Island.
bandages and shit around his head in all white also.
It's just like, come to me, my brothers.
All white with an eye patch.
Eye patch. Doesn't need it. It's all
Yeah, we're like, Jeremy, how'd you lose
and we
your
all
eye? And he's
get,
like,
like,
nah, it's still
pulled-
here, guys.
just
It's
flips
cool.
it up.
It's just for looks.
We all get like pulled into this shower area and we're getting cleaned off and stuff like that. We're like, what's going on? Like, oh,
all these
fuck.
little South Pacific Islander
No, but
chicks are just like
it's right back to the
cleaning
chicks.
us.
It's right back to the chicks just taking
Clean-
care of us,
cleaning us off, and we're
you
like,
know,
"Oh,
they're like,
what's
"Do you want a
happening?"
blowjob? What do you want?" Like, just remember how we had the chicks?
No, we're not. Nothing's being said. We're just all these things are happening.
it's
We're
more
"What
like
the
bing
fuck?"
bong bong bong.
And we're like
Yeah.
shit.
We're
And
just
then
like, yes, thank you.
And then it quickly montages us to we are in white robes and we're standing there. For some reason, Mike's bald.
Only Mike.
It was the lice.
He's
It was the
standing
lice.
there.
It was
And he's just
Let's be
like,
honest,
why?
I haven't taken care of myself particularly well for the past 3 years.
And I'm like, why did they shave your head? You're like, I don't know.
I'm completely shorn.
And you're just sitting there touching your head because you're still kind of fucked up. You're like, oh, that feels nice.
And then I reach over with my hook and I'm like, "Can I feel that?"
Get away from me, demon!
Get your hooks away
And
from me.
it's like, it feels much colder than you'd think.
You're like, I'm so cold. And I'm like, do you want a jacket? You're like, what, are you fucking crazy? It's hot. Hold my-
I need more jackets and less jackets.
He needs more jackets and less jackets.
Anyways,
Fucking love.
we're all in our white robes standing in front of fucking Dr. Moreau.
Still high
i.e.
as fuck.
Jeremy.
Still high as fuck. Just high as fuck.
I'm the only one that's not high. And
Except
Jeremy.
Zach.
And then you come up and you...
You
You
two
said-
are equal, I would assume. You and Jeremy are equal, but you brought everybody together.
Yeah.
Kind of.
And then he's like, he
Jeremy's
comes up,
still
he's
a
like,
step up.
Daddy, I did it. Are you so proud?
Yeah, exactly.
He goes, all right, Sack, I'm not your fucking dad.
And what the
okay,
fuck?
I honestly,
He's like,
honestly,
it's okay because you did great, son. It's a great son.
I feel like
What the
I feel
fuck
like
is
hearing
wrong with
this
them?
that now that we understand that the story has been told that Zach and Jeremy are now sort of equals. There's going to have to be an epic battle.
No. But
They're
that's
not
the
guys are
problem.
gonna kill each
We're
other.
all on the same level.
No, because
We just got to get you guys back out of
Have
your...
you seen me? I'm
I
not on
know.
the same level.
we'll get
I
you
do
there.
whippets and
but-
I look like shit. I'm bald now.
The 7 won't have a hierarchy. Internal to the 7,
It's
or
got to be called
but
something else now
because-
because there's no 7.
It-
we will always be the 7.
with
Oh, God.
Zach's
Can't be.
with the Zach's
Can't be.
flaws and
Otherwise, that giant Joe
childlike
tattoo I have on my
mentality.
arm is useless.
They're there in spirit. The other two are there in spirit.
Well, you got to. So, because even though Zach is, trying to fill this missing father void that he has, he's still essentially, Jeremy wants to put him as the face of what's going to be the new.
He has to, in some way, idolize
Be-
all of us because he started this.
You know how Zach came about?
because he's much better looking and younger
Probably.
than all of us.
No, you know how Zach came about? He
Probably
engulfed
Zach.
the spirit of the other 3 that are gone. Come on.
That's what he thinks, but
Actually,
Yeah, I mean, really, we're just all really
technically,
high.
we're
What's
into some
going
weird
on?
stuff in our younger ages when we first started it, and we all 7 took a shot at some chick, and one of us
is his dad.
is his actual dad, but it's not me.
But you push it
So
because
that's
he
the
wants
twist.
your acceptance
Yes.
so bad.
But we don't know who
And you're
it
a
is.
master manipulator,
Correct.
and you have all
And
this stuff going
he's,
on.
I mean, if from these 4,
You guys are staring at each other quite intently. Like this is a real discussion you're
Oh,
having
it's a
outside
very
of
real
this
discussion.
From these
podcast.
4 stories
You're
I've
gonna call
heard,
me
it's
dad.
probably the guy I would want to pick as the dad. No
and Lu-
hands,
me and Lu-
super drunk. Lupita, she's a nice lady, but you gotta.
I had a pretty lucrative Sea-Doo company.
Not
Yeah.
stepmom material.
Xanded.
But look at your sash compared to his. Obviously, you're not his dad.
Well, of course, when we are standing there in front of Jeremy, and he's, I get, of course, mad, and I'm just like, fuck you, and we get kind of in this banter, and you're like, before you get mad, you need to listen to what I have to say.
And then from behind my back, I pull out a steaming hot rod. It's got OLP on it, and I just stick it into your fucking chest. Because you have to be rebranded into the faith because you lost the faith.
Did we?
Your god became Sea-Doo.
I forgot about
Not the more
You
people.
are the Sea-Doo god.
Oh God! Did we
Oh
get
Lord,
branded?
God Sea-Doo.
And when you scream and react, fall backwards, Mike or Jerry or whatever we're calling you now.
It could be anything.
No,
They
he's,
called me
he's
Jerry.
Mike, but he
No,
was
he's-
Jerry. in
He
his
comes
previous
at
life.
me,
get out
and
of
at a
here, Jerry.
reaction, I swing sideways, and he gets the OLP next to the face.
But I don't react
Right.
because all of my
Correct.
nerves,
Your nerves
are
are gone.
destroyed from doing all the weapons.
You're like, what's happening?
That I just don't react to anything.
Yeah, you're like, did you do it yet?
You grab it with your bare hand and you pull it away, and you're like, "Oh shit, he's got crack strength."
something
I push it
smells
closer, like somebody that's like, "Come on, get closer," with like the spear going through your chest.
Yeah.
but it's like the fucking branding. I'm
Like
like
something
pussy.
smells like steak.
Yeah.
Oh, it's me.
And then Sam was easy because we just did his nubs.
Branded the nub.
Yes, branded each nubs.
it's like right across
it
the
kinda
nubs
looks
as
like
I put them
knuckles.
together.
Yeah, it's like Knuckles.
OL on one
Yeah.
and P on the other.
He can kind of wiggle the
All right, so
nubs at this point.
Now that we're
he
back
kind
to-
of wiggle like their fingers after the fucking thing gets all fucking fucked up from the heat.
And he's running around and he can't like wiggle his fingers. He's trying to like shove his nubs under his armpits, and he's like, "Fuck!" and he's waving his arms around.
God damn it.
It's so hot.
Can someone just give me help with this drink? I need.
And we're like, "Oh my god!" And then Mike's standing there just going. Anyways, we end up going through what, like a
No, at this
a
point,
cleansing, like we
It's
have
a cleansing,
to get
but
clean.
it's also a celebration. We gather, some golden chalices, and we drink together, and we give Sam a Camelback.
Thankfully, did you at least like twist tie it up to my face so I just lean over? And
The only reason I said that whole piece was so I could say the Camelback. Because you can't hold a
He refuses-
I
he refuses
I can
to-
get a cup, bro. I can just put my forearms.
He refuses
no,
to get help,
That'd be so hard.
and he's like, "No, I fucking got it," and it keeps falling off as he tries to put it on.
Yeah.
I have a chalice attachment.
myself.
I have a chalice attachment. Just put it on my fucking.
It's like a cup
like a cup
attachment.
holder
like
attachment.
It's,
But
it's a
it's-
goblet that he just fucking
yeah.
sticks in and then twists and it goes.
But then I get drunk and talk with my hands, and I just spill my drink all over the place.
Yeah,
and
because
just-
it
What's
doesn't-
weird about Sam is that he's a big hand talker, even though he doesn't have.
Hey guys, can you refill me again?
You know what
I
I'm saying?
spilled my drink. again.
saying, guys? Like seriously.
And the cup is in such a position that it's just straight up and down,
Yeah.
so he always has to have his like elbow resting on something, and then if he moves it, like goes to move his arm down, just fucking spills everywhere.
He has to grab it and pull it down
Like-
to drink.
And I'm just like,
It's awkwardly too long,
This?
too-
Who designed this fucking
Wait,
bullshit?
hang on. I just realized we made a fatal mistake to a certain extent. Because you extract Zach from the scenario. That leaves 4. We already identified the 2 lost members.
Yeah,
We're
I was
actually
talking.
leaving
I said
1.
3 earlier.
We had the 7, right? Who are we missing?
Mike,
Daniel.
Turd, and Dan.
We haven't even touched Daniel.
Oh, Dan's gonna.
and he's here.
I know.
He's
that's
here.
the crazy thing is he's here.
Yeah, but
He's trying to
he's
avoid it.
now
He sat on the
I know.
couch before, and then he like walked into the bathroom. And he's
Yeah.
been looking over like,
Daniel.
Dan. The only thing he had in the fucking last one was like, "Oh, it's Dan's back. Dan, you're one of the 7."
You gonna make a resurgence?
Can't talk about Well, maybe you grow the probiotics.
Talk about probiotics. If you don't
You
come
can
on.
either die.
We're doing
or bring
OLP
yourself back
episode or
in.
chapter 2. You were part of the first one. You're one of the 7.
Give me a second to take a shower.
God damn it! He's taking a shower.
All right, well, we'll just make Dan
Dan's
now the
back,
arch
Dan.
nemesis of the new OLP.
Ooh, he's starting his own clan.
He could be the villain,
Yeah. He's just.
and we just talk about him.
He's just like those guys. Don't go with what I want.
He's actually now a big super church priest and flies around in a big airplane and stuff like that.
Like Joel Osteen.
Yeah, like
Joel
Joel
Osteen.
Osteen.
Bless
Yeah.
you.
So is high priced fossils.
And Jeremy's been holding that, like trying to resurge because he's jealous that Dan is now a super church owner and like achieved all the things that we didn't.
Ever since Facebook implemented the thumbs down, they've been giving plenty of thumbs downs over the past few months
Yep.
to show their disgust for each other.
Yeah, lots of
And
thumbs
Jeremy,
down.
is he on your radar?
Of course he is. I was just the one to remind that we've got to talk about him.
So what's your game plan?
Nothing. We're going to ignore him. That's not the mission. The mission
Just
is Mars.
ignore, or do we?
Yeah, we
Problem
gotta get
is
to
the
Mars. We
followers.
gotta get to Mars on this episode. Like, we've been talking for over an hour
Yeah, we're.
about partying. Like,
Well, so I mean, I have
Montage
I have
is
our
taking over
I have
an
our
hour.
path to Mars. It's slightly complicated though. So the reason I've been bringing all the islanders in, besides the cheap labor, is we gotta man the rockets. We gotta send rockets. We gotta send supplies to Mars as a pre-stage.
but
before
this
we
time
can
it's
arrive.
for real. We're getting there.
Oh yeah. Okay, so
we figured it out.
first
You figured
rockets.
it out.
The first rocket.
We keep telling you it's not possible, but you figured it out.
Correct. And the first rocket's prepped and ready to go. And it's got a 15-man Islander crew that's going to go and be the manual labor to set up what should be the base camp for our thing. And it's also got 36 tons, I don't know how much that weighs, but 36 tons of our prep supplies for Mars.
72,000 pounds.
Sure,
That lasts
seems-
literally 3 days.
Yes.
Some fucking NASA nerd's gonna be like, you guys won't last 2 months. That's literally 26.5 days.
So
Those would be
we gotta
souls
we
on
gotta
Mars.
You guys are fucking idiots.
we gotta send them first.
All the islanders?
Well, our 15-man Islander crew, they gotta go first.
They're just setting stuff up and
Correct.
bouncing back. They're
Correct.
Only gone
Well,
for-
and it's also they're expendable. Exactly. They're if things go wrong, when things go wrong type situation.
And this has nothing to do with any South Pacific Islanders. We could have picked any islander. Not in South Pacific. Technically, the U.S. is an island.
What?
Every continent is an island. technically.
Every piece of land is an island.
If you believe.
If you believe it is. I mean, think about it.
Surrounded by water.
The U.S. is just like a big,
we are
big
we
Hawaii.
are fucking digressing here.
No. Anyways,
Digress.
I digress.
all you
all
want.
right. So
That's where we go.
So
It's
here's
called
where
the
things-
Digress Podcast. Brought to you
here's
by
where things get
AriesClothing.com.
complicated, and we have to make some decisions. Okay, because our first rocket, Claremont 1.
I like that. That's smart.
But me,
why was
I'm
why is it
wondering-
Claremont one?
I'm glad you're the
Claremont,
leader.
Claremont 1 is where we're based out of.
Because I literally looked on Google and I was like, what's
I
126?
saw that shirt a little bit ago, and I got super excited about it.
Well, we got to make a second one.
Yeah.
Fucking
yeah.
Alright.
So
Wyoming.
I said we were
People are
based
like, why does it say
126
Wyoming?
miles
It's
north
like,
of
it makes total
Casper,
fucking
Wyoming,
sense.
and that's Claremont.
The 5 different tiers of the OLP are the skeletons and the fucking mole people. It's perfect. Anyway, continue.
So why are we getting the thing? So I got it. We got our plan for fucking Mars, but why are you getting us all back together?
Because it was the part of the religion.
Yes.
That's why
he
I rebranded you
wanted
into the
to start-
fire.
Because we gave
I know,
up
but
on the...
me being skeptical and hating your fucking guts in this story.
You
I'm
don't.
wondering why.
You don't anymore.
Why did we get back together?
Yeah.
Because we
And I'm
split
worried-
up after
and
the fall of the
and I'm-
fucking OLP.
And I'm worried about Mike. And he's sick.
I'm
'cause
just
he's going through withdrawal.
pissed off right now because I haven't got a goddamn
Here's-
whip it in
here's-
fucking 26 hours.
Here's
He's
the
loaded up
philosophy
on
we're using.
Narcan, but it's
Zach
not
is
enough.
the only true believer in here besides Jeremy. Jeremy's been working behind the scenes on the fucking
If you
island.
build it, they will
You-
come.
But I'm
We're
You
gonna
didn't want
build
to
I'm a
because you wanted to
skeptic.
We're
fucking
gonna
keep
build
ski
the-
doing.
the
Yeah, but-
OLP
and I-
sanctuary on Mars, and people will come to us because they want to be part of the
And
OLP
also
sanctuary.
because we were both best friends with Joe, and I thought I was more
Breast friend.
I was just going about that. Like, those were best friends.
I have a dip in. I was best friends with Joe, and he thought he was best friends with Joe. So we have this battle because Joe's now dead. And
well,
I
who's
think
got his corpse, dickbag?
Yeah.
He kept him in the fridge.
Yeah,
He
I think
really
it's-
loves
I
him.
think
In
it's,
the fridge, like
He kept
just
loving
sort
him
of
after he
cold,
was
not
dead.
even like.
I think it's
loving
his
him
fault.
after death.
Regardless, set your differences aside. That can play out differently when you have a conversation on the side.
Yeah, can we say that for episode
The-
3 for Mars?
Yeah, the point is, this is a 3-chapter story. This is chapter fucking 2.
This
Zach
might
brought
be
us
a
together.
six
I have to
chapter
ask
He's been
you.
doing all the research.
Are you a believer?
I am.
If you're not a believer,
but I
I'm
don't
going to
think
punch you in the
are. I
fucking
thought-
face right
I
now.
always thought
I
that
wanna-
you were always about the money.
I just want to hear more about these breast friends. It's like that's a new. It's kind of a new term for like Eskimo brothers or tunnel buddies. Breast friends.
Two friends suck on
breast
one of
That's
the
like
tits.
that's like a middle schooler thing. Like I touch your tits too.
their tits. We're breast friends. Retards.
This isn't gay, right, guys? All right. Continue on. We got all the supplies.
So
the
Claremont 1 is loaded, ready to
fucking-
go.
those little people.
Now, here's the
Going to
thing, though.
space.
We're kind of operating off the radar, so we're not really on anyone else's tracking, or we don't really know what shit. We got enough information to launch something into space and make it go towards Mars.
Which one of the 7 are going?
Nobody.
This is just worker bees.
No
Yeah.
command and control.
So
No, we'll be in the fucking space center, right?
we're gonna be in
We'll
this. Or you know,
Yeah.
And of course, Jeremy, with his funding from his quote unquote friend, we have this like elaborate like spaced command thing in a bungalow. Or
Correct.
something.
And
Yeah.
it's Clearmont 1.
yeah. Claremont 1 is
Clearmont
the
1.
first
This
rocket
is
ship.
some random island.
Jarvis Island.
Like, okay?
Okay. Okay. Now they're Spanish.
Now they're Spanish.
Bing bak tang wa tao bao.
Well, how do they say what? That's all they got to say. Like, what?
They say wa.
Push
all right,
the big
so-
giant red button.
Here's the situation.
It's like the deploy.
Claremont 1 is on the pad. It's ready to go. It's on countdown. Claremont 2 is also ready to go, but Claremont 2 only has supplies and the seating for the 7. All right, which is really 5 now, but for the 7, right? Because we built everything around the 7.
Wait, hang on. It's just gonna be the 15 workers and then the 7 of us.
Initially, yeah.
How are we gonna?
If we
reach
build it,
back for
if
anybody
we
else?
build
all
it,
go.
they
What
will
if it
come.
blows up?
If we build it, they will come.
Yeah, but who's gonna like coordinate that? Like,
We're there.
You're
There's no command and control of those 15.
you
that
had
get
me
there.
convinced when
They're
we
gonna take
first met
over.
at the MAGA rally, but now I don't know.
dumbass. You were following us before any of this. You knew the original plan.
I knew that. No, I now, but see now. Remember, I haven't taken any drugs unless I was in Colombia and I was on the way to meet Drew. So I'm really the only sober one that can.
We're
kinda
gonna
smell it.
broadcast-
I only drink.
We're
so
gonna
technically
broadcast
I'm
just like
sober.
the fucking
That's
Mars
true.
rover broadcast.
That's right. Well said.
We're gonna broadcast just like the Mars rover.
Okay. All right.
My friend Leon is gonna get us our own TV channel.
Yep. Leon Muff.
Muffs.
Sorry, Smuff. Leon
So we're
Smuff.
essentially
Leon's
we're on the employment to Mars phase because you've tested so many rockets, and now you're like, we're good.
We got all the things that we're
now we're
supposed
going
to
to
have.
land, like we're going to send these guys up there. They're going to do A, B, and C.
Yeah.
We want to make sure this goes successful before we start
Correct.
rebuilding.
Correct.
This is like the what is it? What are those rockets called?
Falcon Heavy?
It's like our first Apollo mission.
the Malcolm Heavy for copyright purposes.
Talcum
Malcolm Heavy.
Talcum sauce.
It's Face X Malcolm Heavy rockets.
All right. So we have a crew
Face X. It's got the face of a mole.
setting up, and we're staying
The
back
nose
on
is
this
like
island.
the tip of the rocket.
It's the
What
star
are-
face because there are warriors.
Well,
We haven't even talked about fucking any
we
mole
have-
people in
we
this
have to do
episode.
Well, those are our
something
gods.
different.
We've already established that,
we have
that
to,
doctrine.
We have to fucking memorialize
Well,
it.
that'll happen when we get to our
No,
we build
but-
our sanctuary on Mars.
Well,
Dude,
That's where Mars-
I feel like we just
Our
we
underground
do it
sanctuary.
almost just like Scientology. We still maintain the story, but we push something else because it didn't work the first time. Remember, everybody fucking died. So we need people to actually come to us now. On essentially, we maintain our previous like order, but we call them something different. Like, oh, the steps to, A, B. Somebody think it's A, B, and C. And then that's how we get the money, thinking that it's something that it's not, and it becomes more
Okay,
of a
we're
fad.
on the way to Mars.
I understand that, but we need followers.
Or we
And
say-
if people are like, "Oh, the OLP is back," aren't those fucking guys that blew all those people up?
no, we say,
It's not like
the whole
we're on
point is
like social media. Like be like, oh, they're back. Like
the whole
we
point
have
is
a
like,
huge following. We
oh,
only have
these
5,000
motherfuckers
followers.
are colonizing Mars.
Yeah,
We will follow them.
but we have to rebrand. Every failing business ends up rebranding.
Yeah, it's called the Order.
No, I remember how we rebranded.
Of the
it was
Light
what
Protector.
It was I think it was game 6 of the World Series.
What?
We
okay.
got some smoking hot Instagram model. And I want to say she had OL on one titty and P written on the other one. She might have flashed the entire continental U.S.
Oh, I know
and
where you're
gained
going.
a couple 100,000/million followers.
And
Who
under the
all Googled what the
and
OLP
under
was.
and that's what Jeremy's Instagram page, under the guise of some space travel / climate change thing.
Yeah. Yeah, we got
Like-
some stupid 16-year-old from Sweden too, I think.
Who always cries for some
Just
reason.
cries.
Yeah.
Just cries when she's
I should
happy.
be in school. It's like, yes, you should
Yeah.
be.
No, yeah, you should.
Yeah, but Jeremy's like, no, you shouldn't. You should spread the word that the climate is changing.
I should be in Mars.
and be like, no, all these things are happening. Look at all and
Ian
Jer-
Moss, yeah.
but
yeah.
through
Yeah.
Zach, because he is obviously better looking than all of us.
Oh, well, he's
is-
younger.
he's the face of it, and he's
He's
got
the
the
baby.
cool, like, everyone thinks Zach is the one doing this rocket stuff because he's like, oh, young entrepreneur shaking hands with Leon.
Shaking hands
He
with
must
Leon
be
Smuff.
just like Leon. People even confuse him for Leon.
Yeah, he's got fucking sweet shirt off workout pics on there too, and like
A lot of workout
he's-
pics. I pretend I own a lot of Bitcoin, but I don't. I don't fucking know.
They're like,
got
oh
a
my god,
picture-
buy Bitcoin.
His main picture is him on a horse with a shotgun.
yeah, he's like fit but smart, and he's got glasses on with his shirt off, reading a book.
I'm just like eating out of like meal prep containers, macros.
Use my code
Yeah,
They're like, oh my
OLP for 20%
yeah,
off.
he's like top 100 most influential people of 2018.
So at the end of the day,
right below our 16-year-old.
did the OLP
Swedish
actually have him as a kid, or was he just used as a product to get us to Mars?
No, he doesn't. He thinks Jeremy is his dad.
Yeah,
Jeremy
thinks.
knows that
Thinks.
it's not.
This is like
But was he
very
ever?
similar to L. Ron Hubbard.
Jeremy
Was
is the
he
only one who actually knows
reincarnated?
who his real dad is.
Was he ever
Yeah.
actually one of our children, or did we
yes,
use
he's
him?
one of the seven
So
children.
he is.
Yes.
And you were
100%.
tracking him at all times. That's why
I
he
know.
saw you.
Will this come into play in chapter 3 or
I can tell you
chapter
right
3?
now,
Chapter
I have
3.
a sneaking suspicion. It's
Turtferg?
just based on the amount of coitus that has occurred. It's probably I'm probably Mike's kid.
That's true.
Oh,
I mean, we
and
don't know.
spoiler alert.
He's probably got the straights.
I thought,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I was born.
But that'll
I was
all
born-
come back
born
up.
with
That'll
the
all come
strings.
back up when we do the third episode.
Okay. So we got Jeremy using Zach as the new face of the OLP, you know, taking photos with all these cool people and gaining the following. And where do we fit in as the returning members?
The same place. The order. The plan is to put us all back on the same level.
We
like
cleaned
were.
up.
Yeah.
We've progressed, and I've gotten
You're
off the
sober
whippets.
now.
I'm sober now.
Well,
Only
because
3
there's
days.
no-
I mean, he's
literally
on a lot,
3 days.
He's on a lot of Narcan still, but that's not that's not a drug.
3 days, but I'm doing a whole shit ton of caffeine.
And you're getting
Like, there's
real,
no-
and you're getting
like
really.
I
Back
just
into
replaced
it.
one addiction for another,
Just
And
like
we're-
7
opposite
addictions
spectrum.
for another.
and
Yeah.
working out a lot.
Yeah, working out a lot.
and jerking off.
Real
just like-
It's only on like
Just
like
beating at me.
Thigh Master though. I'm just obsessed with Thigh
and-
Master.
and you're like, I'm taking a
Obnoxiously obsessed with fitness.
and OLP and celibacy and like all this stuff. You go full in.
yeah, no
Yeah.
masturbation. I keep talking about macros and shit.
Yeah, you're like, I got this new thing going on.
You made us
and
get a VHS player so you could play your Tybo tapes.
Yeah.
Time. Oh.
Mm. Mm. Yeah.
We've been watching
Me
a lot of
being-
VHS movies though. Blade, we got Blade 1, Blade 2.
Blade 3 was the
And
worst.
3.
Yeah.
Oh, gotta love that Jessica Alba.
We've
though.
got Simple Jack on VHS.
not Tropic Thunder.
It's
Simple Jack.
It's the only movie we have.
Well, we got Forrest Gump too.
Yeah, and the people on and it's because that's what the people on the island had. It's Simple Jack.
Yeah. Think that was Simple Jack.
Are they going from Pacific Islanders to being
Maybe Thailand.
straight up Vietnamese?
Yeah, the Viet Cong.
that fucking now. Well, what is it? I don't even know what island sounds like.
No one knows.
Oh, that's Japanese.
No. People just say, I'm Pacific
I mean, you've seen like the
Islander."
white football players with like the haka and shit. Like that's what you're dealing with.
Haka, hookah, hookah.
That's like one island. There's so many islands.
Well, no, they all speak a very similar.
I feel like they click a lot.
But to do the haka is
That's,
like...
that's like
New Zealand,
African.
Well, they
right?
do the haka from all the way from like New Zealand through the Pacific Islands.
Click, click, click.
Really?
Okay,
So,
so
the mission was successful
Yeah.
on Mars. Are we that far? Are we?
the little island, the 15 islanders made it, and
Let's say
we're
that-
go for launch.
I feel like they are there and they're establishing
So,
themselves.
two things
and
happened.
They're trying
Okay,
to take
okay.
over.
The launch went off successful. Aircraft got into orbit,
This is Rocket 1.
Yeah. Claremont 1.
Malcolm
Sun orbit.
Shot
Now,
engaged. Surprise
however-
the rest of the world. Surprise.
however-
Nobody knew we were doing it.
Correct. Nobody knew we were doing it, but
And
everyone knew
but then
we were
everybody
doing it
found out we
because
did it.
we kind of bought something. As the second stage thruster broke off, it didn't come off properly. Aircraft didn't get in trajectory correctly initially, and it threw the second stage. Well, unfortunately, the second stage intersected with the same exact orbit, the low Earth orbit that the International Space Station sits in, and it smashed through it. And it brought the International Space Station just crumbling to Earth.
Yep, burned up in the atmosphere.
Rest in peace.
Fucked up.
Good news is it had like 2 Russians on it, so fuck you guys. CAG.
Keep America great.
That's right.
Todd, Randy's just sitting there in Florida, like, because its trajectory is going straight towards Florida.
It's like, oh, fuck.
And he just released his 3rd fucking trunk mixtape.
Trunk mixtape, and he released all of his syringes out of his asshole.
He finally got the last one.
He got
He's like,
poked by a few, so
Dude.
he doesn't know if he's high or if that's the space station falling to Earth.
Bro, if you're going to sell drugs, sell them ready-made.
so Tammy, after you bailed him out, Tammy finally made it back with her Buick LeSabre, right?
Yeah.
And watched Todd go, I'm free at last! Free at last!
Free
And
at
then the
last.
fucking piece of the space station just careened down and split him in 50 fucking pieces. So Randy
Jeff-
died on this episode.
Jeff gets out right after him. Well, Jeff, remember, ratted on Todd, so...
Yeah.
Jeff came to like make amends at the prison, and Todd just exploded right in front of Jeff. And
Dude,
so
we're
Jeff goes, beep, 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 beep.
Spring break, bitch.
Black Mike
International Space Station!
So spring break.
Weed. Jeff actually makes a huge fucking like boom onto the scene because he's on the news interview.
He does a bunch of memorial tribute to Jeff,
Yeah.
or to Randy.
Yeah.
My boy,
It's
fucking
like that,
Randy.
it's like
I
that
fucking love that nigga.
that AIDS
Sorry.
that
much.
it's like that AIDS tribute that Queen did. All these artists come and pledge like the respect to fucking, I don't know, the space station falling down into the Earth, I guess. 2 dead Russian astronauts. So they all, cosmonauts, excuse me.
So what does this
They don't
do?
earn that. They don't
now?
earn that title.
Where are we at now?
Oh,
No,
The
the
next-
second thruster.
We're just talking
fucked up
about
the space
Big White
station.
Randy
No,
getting
because of the travel
understand.
time. Because of the travel time, obviously. So they launch. We see a successful launch. They get on trajectory. They're heading towards Mars. So we're like, okay, it was time for us to go. So we initiate our processes, getting ready to prep, and we're gonna launch after them. So they're gonna land approximately 65 days prior to
Damn.
us. But it's also because of the Earth's rotation and the Mars rotation. It's gonna make a little bit of time, or the timing be off a little sync.
So how much time do we have before we launch, and how many rockets do we have, and how many are we
14
taking
days.
with us?
We got one.
one.
Yep.
And that's just us.
Are we
Yeah.
all? We should not.
But we
all
got
go.
13. We got 13 tons of additional equipment.
Okay. I'm just thinking about all of our followers.
We have none right now. Remember, if you build it, they
Zach
will
does.
come.
He's got over 150,000 followers
Well,
on the gram,
But
dude.
that's not. Those are not actual followers, though.
I know, but they will be.
But
with those
once he
awesome
starts,
texts
once he starts
and
transmitting that
macros.
data from Mars,
I
That's
mean,
text flexing.
look at that
They make those
fucking
noises.
hair.
Sorry, I'm
All right.
I'm on the Facebook right
plan-
now looking at my followers.
So our plan for gaining followers.
well, once the base gets set up, we'll build sanctuary. Right, that's what all of our supplies are. All the requirements for sanctuary. Now, most of it's underground because everyone knows if you're going to survive long term on Mars because of radiation, some other stuff, you got to live underground. But it
But
fits
we're
the,
mole people. We fit that.
correct. Well, it fits the mantra, right?
Is there radiation on Mars?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
but we're gonna
further
live
away from the
underground,
sun,
bitch.
is
It doesn't. There's.
I know there's
You're
not much.
such a millennial to the mole people. You don't even know. You're
I know
born
there's.
late.
I know there's not as
Had
much
to
of an
fucking
atmosphere.
learn you
I
up.
was.
But yes, radiation.
I'm a bastard child. I don't know who my
I don't even
father
have
is.
hands, and I'm learning.
I didn't
you up.
learn these things.
You do. You think
I think it's Jeremy, but I don't know. I just have a strong feeling. Like
Yeah, but he's-
something's drawing me
he
to
took,
him.
He took you in automatically and was like, "Son,
We know how
He's
to
like
live
a
underground.
father.
We
but I
got
don't
this.
think he's the father. That's
Anyways.
me. I'm the father.
We're all elders. You're just a young buck coming in
So
here.
we're gonna
I
land.
know, but
We're
I'm
gonna
the
build
face-
sanctuary.
I'm
We're
the
gonna build
face
sanctuary.
of the OLP.
Yeah, you're like the old Jesus. We get it. The new coming.
The second.
We're going to build our sanctuary.
And the second.
We're going to set up, and then we're going to start pitching our spiel.
Okay.
Zach's going to use his gram and all that stuff.
He's got
I'm going to go to war with Dan to counter him and all of his followers.
Yeah,
because
Dan.
he's telling everybody that the Mars landing isn't real.
Yeah.
So we got to counter that.
Yeah.
And then inspire people, and then tell them our friend Leon
I think
is going to start
Dan
supplying
has
rockets
something
for
to
the
say
true
about
followers of the OLP to come out. I think come out right.
Dan
The
has a
OLP,
little bit of-
OLP.
OLP.
Out.
Cowboys suck.
Oh.
No, Dan. So Dan.
You just ignited
So
his
disregard.
fire.
Disregard. We're going to
Dan,
murder
you're
Dan.
Dan, you're one of the 7.
It has a hard.
He was one of the 7.
But
We're now
you
the
had
6.
a
Get the
splinter.
fuck out.
You have
He's the
revolted.
exile. Yeah.
Dan, you have revolted. And now
No,
you
you're
are.
the 7. I was the replacement for Dan.
Yeah, pretty much. You're going against everything we have.
Yeah.
You replaced
going.
Mike.
No.
Oh, yeah,
Mike
you're
and
the evil
Ferg are
Dan.
still considered the 7. They're just
Dead.
deceased.
Yeah.
But I
Mike's
replaced
and
Dan.
That was my argument earlier, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I stand by my argument.
Let's just cut that
So
last
Dan,
part
if you're
out.
not if you're not tracking, after we collapsed, you started a mega church and you're making millions of dollars traveling around the world.
And you hate us.
Yeah,
You're revolted.
It's actually
and you're laughing at
against everything we do.
us, fucking sending Jeremy
Pretty much
pictures of
classic
your
love
middle
story.
finger next to your
It's-
G5.
And you also
going,
hate the Dallas
"Fuck you,
Cowboys."
bitch.
It's his he's like the brother cousin to Joel Osteen. That's Dan Osteen over there.
You and Jeremy are arch rivals.
Joel Osteen's got like
Mormons
the
versus
national, like Texas church. Dan's got like the world
OLP.
church.
Too
OLP.
realistic. So, we're going to Mars, and you're fighting against us.
You're trying to spread.
You want to take people back into the caves. No, you want to
It'll be
you want to take people back into the caves. Fuck Mars. We want to go
One.
back down into Middle Earth.
Okay.
We don't want to go there. We want to go back down into the Earth.
So
That's what
we're going to make it. We're going to set up our sanctuary. And then episode 3, we'll have the war versus Dan and his mega church.
Yeah. It's
Dan
middle-
probably won't
it's
be
middle-
a part of it though.
middle
Zach's
Earth.
reveal.
He'll be the,
Yeah.
the mystical creature that
Zach's reveal of his real father.
and coming to, and his I guess
And
you would
him
say
coming,
mental,
open about
So
his
we-
actual sexuality.
The sack.
Middle Earth against Mars.
The Sacks review.
Yeah,
It's also my collapse on social media
Yeah.
due to like a really politically insensitive.
Do we
post.
have social
Yeah.
media on Mars?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Leon is hooking us
I
up with
think
our own channel.
Zach's gonna get addicted to social
remember
media and have a
fucking
problem.
Leon Muff? He's put all those new satellites in space to make
He-
that fucking like
He is an
satellite
SJW.
internet coverage.
So we
Is
made
what?
it to Mars.
Zach
'Cause
is
I was
an
just taking a
SJW.
piss.
We're gonna
He
pick
is
up.
kinda
We're gonna pick
weird.
up
He's
on the
mixed
establishment of
into
the sanctuary on Mars.
the
But we made it there,
heartbeat
so
of
like
the,
We will make it
I
there.
was just
you know, the
taking a
social.
piss.
I'm
so
forecasting.
I don't know where we're at.
Yeah. I'm forecasting. We will make it to Mars. We'll set up sanctuary,
Okay.
and everything in episode 3 is going to talk about the war, the reveal, us
like a
attempting
big-
to
The
bring
final war.
It's
yeah,
like
I
we're
love
gonna
it.
set it up like a gender reveal though. There's gonna be a pinata with like a color
me,
inside
Jeremy, and my
What is Zach? Is he a boy? Is he a girl?
of
Is
it. Yeah,
he
is
both?
he a boy, girl?
We don't know.
Who's his dad?
and me and Jeremy's I guess kindling
Oh, I love
of
this.
our friendship and our focus of the
Correct.
OLP. Like it's gonna be
Yeah.
be a lot of ups and downs, twists and turns, and I would say emotional roller coaster, if you will.
While Dan fights us from the inner Earth because he wants to bring everyone back to where we started, where we want to go forward.
That's right.
We'll figure it out.
In state.
That was a lot to cover in
Yeah.
that hour and 50
This is a
minutes.
lot to unpack.
I mean, I
A
think
lot of people like to say that, but I've been waiting for
shit to
I've been waiting
unpack.
I've been waiting for that moment to say there's been a lot to unpack in this episode.
That could
Well, I mean,
that could be like
pretty
5
much
or 6.
we covered essentially getting us back together, and finally
That was the
getting
point
more,
of
and getting
episode
the
2.
back,
And
getting back.
every sequel's kind of shitty in a trilogy. You know what I mean?
This is
Yeah.
true.
I'm not saying this episode was shit, but
We're building.
Yeah, it was shit.
We got a building block.
You know what you need to do is turn it into like the Thunderdome for number
Well,
3.
it's all a suggestion.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even know
You haven't listened to the first episode to even
No,
understand what
I
we're
have
talking
no
about.
Bro, I didn't even know we were
Throwing it out there.
continuing
Thunderdome
this
never goes
episode.
Oh, it was
until like 5 minutes
I
in,
think
and I was
we-
like, oh,
I think me and Jeremy talked about it like last
that's what we're
the
talking
last
about?
time we saw each other, and then we're like, we should do that. And then there was like a whole bunch of episodes about us talking about like we're gonna do it. And then eventually I was like, we need to do that as the fucking episode.
Bro, we didn't even have a discussion.
It's been a while. How long's that?
We
episode?
just
we've been
rolled
talking
straight
about
When's
it
the first
all
one
week.
been out?
Huh?
When's the first one been
Last
out?
summer.
Oh, it's episode fucking 13, and there's over 30 right
Yeah,
now.
I was like,
Yeah,
dude,
it's been a while.
It's been a
Wait.
while, and people have been asking about it. Believe me,
we're talking about Lord of the Life Protector. I was like, fuck, dude. I was like 5 minutes in. I was
he
like,
doesn't even remember.
I was like, dude.
He was in Florida, and I don't even think
I was
that's
like,
what
dude,
happened.
I don't even remember where
I
the
mean, you
fuck
get multiple
I was.
jobs over a lifetime. He probably was fired from the previous one.
Yeah, I mean, I've been just,
And his
nomad.
montage was short. We just it's like the MacGruber montage, like we put a grenade in his pocket, that kind of thing. Like,
Boop.
Yeah.
Oops.
I mean,
We're opening it up for all kinds of fucking offshoot episodes.
you could make that second one
where we
a,
just talk about.
a sequel. Like I
That
feel like
was
that would
a
be
pretty
good.
decent episode.
Oh, it's good.
It kind of it's a journey.
I just was taking a piss when I walked back, so I don't know how we ended.
I just
Are we done?
yeah well, I think
Yeah.
we're done.
Yeah,
We've been talking for a long
We should
time.
stop that one.
No.
We can
It's all
just
good.
stop it and start another one right away.
Oh, we'll just keep rolling. You can
Yeah, you
make
just-
them too.
Yeah, I can split it
Dude,
up.
there's some fucking excellent Florida man shit right now.
All right, hold on a second. Let me.
Oh, Florida Man.
Um,
No, let's do Florida Man. It's way funner.
I'm not gonna do any advertisements on this fucking episode though, because OLP needs to be sacred.
You can do it later.
100%.
You can add it
Sacred.
later.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, I'm not.
However, please go to GoFundMe.com and give money to the OLP. Thanks.
GoFundMe/OLP, and it's like somebody's like, "Yes, I've been waiting.
just-
I fucking posted it." Next, there's a link on my Wikipedia page.
Is OLP one of the best?
It's one of the top listened to because I always talk about it. I'm like, if you want to know what the fucking podcast is about, people are like, yeah, another veteran podcast, and I'm like, oh,
This
you
some-
don't even
this
fucking
some weird
understand.
shit. You're like, this is some weird shit, bro.
Man.
Yeah.
Where the fuck are these
Yeah,
dudes
it's a
coming
veteran
from? This is
podcast.
weird
Go
as
check
fuck.
it out.
Have you
Go listen to episode 13, and they're like, what the fuck?
He ain't got no hands.
He ain't got no hands. Episode 2, he ain't got no hands.
He said, bro, give me a hug. My hugs.
I was hoping for Sam to have hands, but Sam ain't got no hands. It's kind of ironic, isn't it? But Sam ain't got no hands. It's fucking weird. With that, stay tuned for episode 3. It could be like 5 years from now. When we actually have to go find each other and be like, we need to finish this fucking story.
Yeah, where we actually have to go across the country to where I'm selling sea-doos.
Drew's literally like,
I'm back to
fuck, I got out of the military and literally I started selling CDs. I thought it was
fucking
kind
hate
of a
my
good
life.
idea.
Yeah.
I have 2 wives. I'm in Venezuela, and I still rent CDs.
With that, goodbye. Next time. See ya. Bye. You guys got anything to say?
Okay.
Okay, bye now.
Wait. So let's finish with some ideas. What do you guys hope for episode 3?
I want to find my dad.
There's gonna
Drew?
be an intense battle.
We have to end it. We ended the first one where we all supposedly died.
Your identity.
That's
I
right.
want to
The great
rekindle
reveal.
my relationship with my former friend Jeremy.
Okay.
Regrow.
It's a
OLP.
little bit of animosity between you two.
Yeah, regrow our ascension back into what we had before, and hopefully be larger, and get to Mars with a massive concubine.
We got to bring back the gold.
Not just one, but multiple. Not like one
gold-
fat.
one big concubine.
One big fat.
You know, Lupita wouldn't like that.
Maybe it is Lupita.
I hope
She's a
Lupita's not listening.
Lupita's like got Groovebot. I think she's maxed out, dude. That stomach is hard as a rock, not from babies, but from alcohol.
He's got like 8 kids.
Sam.
Intense battle.
Intense battle. I can't wait for the fucking epic battle at the end.
Dan
Whoever
is
that's
trying
gonna
to
be.
take
Dan
over.
and
As we're trying to
Jeremy.
launch and we're going to Mars, Dan is fucking taking over and he's fucking trying to sabotage everything
I
we're
feel
doing.
like Dan hitchhikes on the rocket as we go up in a
No.
luggage compartment.
No. As hard as Jeremy's working, he's been working just as hard on the side, and he has his own rockets, and he's trying to sabotage ours.
Dan
He's
has
trying
like
to beat
mega
us to
church
Mars.
money too. Like he's
Dan
got like
is-
this equal.
It's hard to compete, but when we create that fucking Mars currency,
Dan is
we can't compete on Mars.
Dan is the Russia. Dan is the
equalized.
Russia to our America when we're going to the moon.
Yeah,
but
and he's
trying to
probably
get to Mars. He's
legitimately
fucking trying to fuck us
recruiting
over.
Russia because they're mad that we killed their cosmonauts.
And he's stealing our religious base. He's just stealing it.
Comes full circle. We'll see
Jeremy,
it on.
what's the old boss got to say?
Yeah,
boss,
Jeremy.
boss man. Boss
Visit
hog.
AriesClothing.com.
Oh god, I'm not
weak.
advertising.
Advertise for you.
Fuck out of here!
It's supposed to be sacred. AriesClothing.com, EvilVibesCo.com. Buy some shit and sponsor more episodes of the podcast.
Get that shit.
We ain't
bitch.
getting paid.
Yeah. Nobody's getting paid. It buys more equipment. Makes it easier.
If you like it, fucking buy it.
Technically, all the listeners are paying us. If you think about it.
We don't make anything from this.